Hello everyone, welcome to our online lesson. I am here again. I will be here with you from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. and I think you are fine and doing very well. I'm gonna ask you, how are you spending your time? How are you today? How's it going? So I am happy to see you here again, and in today's lesson, as you know, we will be talking about reported speech. We will be talking about direct and indirect speech, and in today's lesson I will explain how can we make this kind of sentences, how can we change the direct speech to like indirect speech or reported speech, we can say in English. So indirect speech, in other way, we say reported speech. All right, so great. Thank you, Jansel. Jansel says everything is perfect. What about you? What about me, Jansel? Everything is good for me. Hopefully, and I hope the same is for you. Okay, guys, if you are ready, if you feel ready, we can start to talk about the reported speech in today's lesson, and we have some rules, grammatical rules for direct and indirect speech, like changing the direct statements to indirect statements, like indirect speech. We have some rules. Okay, so we have to be careful with these rules when we are doing this kind of, when we are changing this kind of sentences. Okay, guys, let's start and let's start to talk about the reported speech. Like when we often have to give information about what people say or what they think. So in order to do this, you can use direct or quoted speech or indirect or reported speech. For example, my friend said, my father told. This kind of things we can say in reported speech. And direct speech or quoted speech. For example, she said today's lesson is on presentations, right? This is a direct speech. Today's lesson is on the presentation, she said. Also, we can change the position of she said, like at the beginning of the sentence, we can use or at the end of the sentence. But when we are changing these kind of sentences to reported speech, we have to follow some rules. Okay, so indirect speech, like also we can call it reported speech, doesn't use quotation. Like quotation, it means, for example, if you pay attention here, you can see quotations here before today, and yes, and at the end of the sentence, right? So we don't use them in the reported speech. We don't use them. We don't use them in the reported speech. And what the person said, or it doesn't have to be word for word. Like when reported speech, the tense usually changes. So the first rule is changing the rules, changing the tenses. Okay, the first rule is changing the tenses. We have to be careful with the tenses. All right. So this is because when we use reported speech, we are usually talking about the time in the past, like something happened. That's why we are talking about it later. Like always, the person who originally spoke in the past. The verbs therefore usually have to be in the past too. For example, the writing is not clear. Jaylan say Jaylani. Okay, let me make it bigger for you to see it clearly. So how is it at the moment? I think everybody can see my screen clearly, right, guys? If everything is okay, let me know. If not, also let me know that I can fix that. All right. Okay. So, and by the way, guys, like before starting the lesson, I'm gonna ask you if you have any question related to the topic that you don't know, you may have a problem, you may have a question. Please don't hesitate. Do not hesitate. Just let me know. Just I will explain in more detail. All right. So let's start. The direct speech and indirect speech, like reported speech. I'm going to the cinema, he said. This is a direct speech. He said, I'm going to the cinema. And in order to change the sentence, the speech to indirect, we will use, like he said he was going to the cinema. How we change it? So the first rule is about the changing the tense. And you can see the list of the tense here. As a rule, when you report something someone has said, you go back a tense, okay? For example, on my screen, as you see, we have a direct speech on the left side of the screen and indirect speech on the right side on my screen, as you see. How can we change the present simple, the past simple, present continuous, present perfect, and etc.? How can we change that? The first one, present simple. Let's start with this present simple. If our sentence is in present simple, we change it to past simple, okay? And tense, we go back, all right? Like, she said it is cold. She said it was cold. Like, we have to remove this one, quotations, and we have to change the tense. Like, this is a present simple, is, to be in the present simple is am, is, are, as you know. So we have to change it to was, were, because it must be in the past simple in reported speech, okay? So she said it is cold. This is a direct speech in present simple. And she said it was cold. It's indirect speech in past simple. So what I did here, I changed the tense from present simple to past simple. Okay, guys, I'm gonna ask you, if you are able to screenshot here, you can do that. Or if you are not able to screenshot, you can take a photo or you can write the notes down here in order to remember later, okay? So this is one of the important topics in English that my students mostly suffer from, okay? And the second grammar, like second tense, is about the present continuous. As you see, present simple to past simple, the same for present continuous. So present continuous is changed to past continuous. She said, I am teaching English online. Or Mr. Nijat said, I'm teaching English online. He said he was teaching English online. So we changed the tense here. I am teaching. So what we have done here, she was teaching, okay? And pay attention to the pronouns. Like here, as you see, she said, the woman, I am teaching English online. Who is teaching? She. She is teaching English online, right? So we have to change I to she because she said, the subject is she, all right? She said, I'm teaching English online. She said she was teaching English online. I hope you got that. And the next one is about the present perfect simple. Like present perfect simple to past perfect simple. She said, I've been on the web since 1999. So she said, she had been, like have been, has been, this is a present perfect. In the past perfect, we have to use had been, all right? She said she had been on the web since 1999, all right? She said she had been on the web since 1999. Perfect. Present perfect continuous is the same as present perfect. We change it to past perfect continuous. She said, I've been teaching English for 7 years, like Nijat says, or Nijat said, okay? He has been, like this is a present perfect. We have to change it to past perfect. He had been teaching English for example, 5 years, all right? She said, I've been teaching English for 7 years. Because of she, we have to change the pronouns to she here. She said she had been teaching English for 7 years. Great. Past simple. So we have talked about the present simple, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. Now it's time to talk about the past tenses. How can we change the past tenses? Any idea? So past simple, we go one tense back, like the present simple. Like past simple, we have to change it to past perfect. Okay, one tense back. She said I taught online yesterday. So we keep it same. She said, and we have to change the subject to she because she, woman. And this is a past simple, so we have to use the past simple. We have to use what? We have to use, if it is past simple, we have to use what? We have to use past simple, past perfect. Of course, she had taught online yesterday. Yes, she had taught online yesterday. All right. And next one is about past continuous. Yes, perfect tense. Great. Past continuous. We change it to past perfect continuous. All right. Past continuous to past perfect continuous. For example, she said, I was teaching earlier. Okay. So she said she had been teaching earlier. Past continuous to past perfect continuous. I hope it's clear for everyone, hopefully. And the next one is about the past perfect. Past perfect. So we have talked, okay, if we change the past simple to past perfect, past continuous to past perfect continuous. So what about the past perfect? The past perfect is the same. Past perfect and past perfect continuous, we keep it the same. She said the lesson had already started when he arrived. No change with past perfect, no change. She said the lesson had already started when he arrived. That's it. Or if we are talking about the past perfect continuous, such as she said I had already been teaching for 5 minutes, it's the same for past perfect continuous. We don't change any tense. No change here. She said she had already been teaching for 5 minutes. That's it. All right. She said she had already been teaching for 5 minutes. Great. So, do you have any question about the grammar at the moment? Like, so far we have learned how can we change the direct speech to indirect speech, and we change the tenses. If you have any question, please let me know, guys, and because I will continue with the different part of the reported speech. If you have any question here, just let me know. All right. Okay. Good. So I think no question. It was very informative. Jailani Eker says, okay, thank you so much. And the next one is about the modal verbs. Okay, modal verb forms also sometimes change. Like we have will, or we have can, must, shall, and may. How can we change them to reported speech here? She said, I'll teach English online tomorrow. Okay, I will. This is about like modal verb. I will teach English online tomorrow. She said she would teach English online. So what we have changed here? We have changed just will to would. Can to could. Must be, had to. Shall, should, may, might. For example, she said I can teach English online. She said she could teach English online. Must, we have changed it to had to. She said I must have also. In spoken English we say, we pronounce like I must have a computer to teach English online. She said she had to have a computer to teach online, like to teach English online. What about shall? It's the same. We have to change shall to should. She said, what shall we learn today? She asked what we should learn today. So by the way, guys, the question forms of like reported speech are a little bit different from the positive sentences. We will learn how can we change the question type of the sentences from direct speech to indirect speech. May, we change it to might. She said, may I open a new browser? She asked if she might open a new browser. Okay, So there's no change. It's about the could, would, should, might, and ought to. If you see the sentence is used like could, would, should, might, and ought to, like the sentence carries or keeps could, would, should, might, or ought to, we don't change anything here. And direct speech, in direct speech, I might go to the cinema. He said, she said he might go to the cinema. We keep it same, no problem here. Also, we can use the present tense in reported speech. If you want to say something is still true, yes, that is the point. If you realize that something is still true, for example, he said he's teaching English, okay? He said he's teaching English. He's an English teacher. It is still true. At the moment, he's teaching English here, like me. So we say he said he's teaching English. So no need to change the verb to past simple, all right? So my name is Lynn, she said her name was Lynn, or she said her name is Lynn. So we keep it same, or we can change, no problem, because something is still true. All right, what about the future event? You can also use the present tense if you are talking about the future event, like how, exact quote, like next week's lesson is on reported speech, she said. This is about the exact quote. She said next week's lesson will be on the reported speech. Yes. And also, like we have changed tenses in the reported speech, we have changed the pronouns, and it's time to talk about the time change. Like if the reported speech sentence contains an expression of time, you must change it to fit in with the time reporting. For example, we need to change words like here and yesterday. This, we change it to that. Okay, this evening in reported speech, we say that evening. All right, today, yesterday. These days, those days. Now, then. A week ago, a week before. Last weekend, the weekend before last, or the previous weekend. We can also say here, there, next. For example, next day, the following day, next week, the following week. We can say tomorrow, the next or following day. We can use. All right, and what about the place? In addition, if you report something that someone said in different place to where you heard it, you must change the place. For example, if we are talking about here in report speech, we have to use there. For example, you are at work and you are talking, how long have you worked here? And you are at home, you are talking differently. Like it's a reported speech. She asked me how long I had worked there. Like if you see, we changed what, or we changed here. Let me highlight it for you. To there, right? We have changed here to there. And the next one, as I told you at the beginning of the lesson, we have to change the pronoun in the sentence. For example, I teach English online. If it is she, we have to change it to she. She said, I teach English online. Reported speech, she said she teaches English online. If it's still true, we don't change the tense. But if it's not true, it finished, we can say she said she taught in English. Okay, she taught English online. So what we have done here, we have changed pronouns I to she. Why? Because of woman, like she says. Great. And also we have reporting verbs like ask, told, said. Like said, told, and ask are the most common verbs used in direct speech. We use ask to report questions, like if we are making a questions. We say, for example, I asked Lynn what time the lesson started. We can use told with an object. Lynn told me, okay? She said, Lynn said she was going to teach online. So also we have other reporting verbs such as accused, denied, implied, ordered, replied, suggested, and so on. Yes, good. Also, you can see some example forms of these reporting verbs here in the sentences. He invited me to the party. He begged me, ordered me, advised me, suggested me. And also, you can ask me, the teacher, what about using that? Is it important to use that or not? In reported speech, the word that is often used. He told me that, okay? He told me that he lived in Greenwich. However, that is optional, like it is up to you. We can use that or not, it is up to you. That's never using questions. Instead we often use if. All right, he asked me if, like we don't use that in question. Okay guys, I think you understood the topic. I hope you understood the topic. Let me continue with what? Let me continue with yes. Let's review. Like we have changed the tenses and we have changed the modal verbs and question forms. How can we change? How can we use a question? I think let's do some exercise related to reported speech, and in the second part of the lesson we should continue with the questions in reported speech. All right, so I think we should do this exercise firstly, and then let's keep continuing with the second part of the lesson, like with question. So what about the number one? We have to change the sentence to the reported speech. Number one, the sentence says he works in a bank, right? He works in a bank. She said, okay, and I will try to add note here. Yes, my notebook. I will write the sentences to help you to change the sentences here. Number one. Okay, guys, number one. How can we change the sentence with number one? He works in a bank, right? So she said. Okay, we use if with yes, no questions. Ceylani, like we will be talking about the questions of reported speech in the second part of the lesson, all right? In the second part of the lesson, we will be talking about that. So, what about here? That is optional. We can also use that here. You can say, you can ask me, teacher, why don't we use that? We can use that or not. It is up to you. She said that he worked what? He worked in a bank. Yes, in a bank. Why? Like he, present simple, works. Okay, so present simple to past simple. Yes, we have to change it to past simple. He worked in a bank. She said he worked in a bank. Great, Mr. Kadir and Ceylani. Thank you. And let's continue with number two here. We went out last night. So the sentence we have here is used with the past simple, went out, like go, went, and gone. So this is a past simple. She told me. Let me write here. She told me. And by the way, we have to be careful with the pronouns. Like if they say we have to use they. Okay? She told me they. Yes, she told me they. Past simple to past perfect. Had gone out last night. Last night. Also, we can change the last night to the day. The night before. The night before. Yes, we have done number two here. She told me they have gone. Mr. Kadir. Mr. Kadir, she told me they have gone. It is a present perfect. We can't use a present perfect here. If it is past simple, we have to change it to past perfect, okay? Past simple to past perfect. And Ceylani asked a question. We have to use that after said. We can use. It is optional. It is optional. You can use if you want. All right, if you want, you can use that. Great. Let's continue with number 3. I am coming. She said. What she said? She said, I'm coming. So number 3, it is about the present continuous. We have to change the present continuous to which tense? By the way, it's really hot outside, right? It's about like 30 degrees, I think more than 30. So be careful when you go out. I am coming, and she said I'm coming. She said that I was coming. No, Mr. Kadir, she was coming, okay? Because the pronoun, like she said that I'm coming. No, we couldn't say that. We should use that. She said she was coming. The present simple to past simple. Yes, Mr. Recep Salam. Past tense. Past continuous. Okay, number 4. Number 4. Okay, let me show you here. Number 4. I was waiting for the bus when he arrived. So this is a past continuous. She told me what? I am waiting for my students' answers to this question. Okay, guys? So try to answer this sentence. Try to change this sentence. Like number 4. I was waiting for the bus when he arrived. I don't know. Kadir says, I don't know. Okay, Kadir, no problem. We are here to learn. She told me, let's use that. Okay. She told me that she had been. Why had been? Because this is a past continuous. We have to change it to past perfect continuous. Like, let me show you. When we used like past continuous, past perfect continuous, like here. She had been walking. I was walking. She had been walking. Okay. So here we have to change the past continuous to past perfect continuous. She told me that she had been waiting for the bus when he arrived. Good. Perfect, guys. I think you can understand this sentence. Jaylani says she told me she had been waiting for the bus when she had arrived. When she had we don't change after when, okay, Jaylani? We don't change the sentence after when. No need to change that. All right. Yes, we change the first part of the sentence. Number 5. I'd never been there before. She said. Okay, number 5. She said that, or she said. This is a past perfect, okay? This is a past perfect. As you know, we keep it same. The past perfect, the same for the reported speech. We have to use she said or she said that. She had never been. So she had never been there before. Good. So the number 5, she said she had never been there before. Why past perfect? Because the sentence is already in the past perfect. So no need to change the sentence here. Kadir says she said that she had never been there before. Yes, Kadir. Congratulations. Good job. And number 6, I didn't go to the party. Let's change the sentence. She told me I didn't go to the party. How can we change it? How can we change this sentence, like indirect sentence, to the reported speech, like indirect speech? It's nice. Jelani says it is nice. Okay, she told me. It's a past simple. We have to change it to past perfect. She told me. She. This is a negative form of past simple, so we have to use negative form of past perfect. She had not or hadn't gone to the party. To the party, guys, to the party. Do you love going to party? I think everybody loves going to party. Party boys, party girls, right? Everybody loves. She told me that she hadn't gone to the parties. Good, Kadir. Good, thank you. Perfect job you are doing today. And let's keep continuing with number 7. Number 7. Lucy will come later. Wow, this is a little bit different from the other tenses. What we have to use here? We have to use a different form of the tense. So, Lucy will come later. She said, okay, she said what? She said, help me please, help me. Number 7, let me check your comments. She said, no need to change Lucy because it's someone's name. Lucy will, yes guys, we have to change it to would. She said she would come later. Great, she would come later. Good job. Kadir and Jaylani. Good job, guys. Thank you so much. And let's continue with number 8. He hasn't eaten breakfast. Yes, Kadir, this is for you. Present perfect. I think you love it. He hasn't eaten breakfast. She told me that. Okay, let's use that. No problem. She told me that he hasn't eaten breakfast. So, okay, for number 8, what we have to write? Present perfect. As you remember, at the beginning of the lesson, I told you we change it to past perfect, guys. Past perfect. He hadn't eaten breakfast. Yes, breakfast is a correct answer for number 8. He hasn't eaten breakfast. She told me he hadn't eaten breakfast. Nice, good. I know that my name is pronunciation is very hard. Jaylani, yes, a little bit difficult for me. Yes, like in generally speaking, I really have difficulties to pronounce my students' names in Turkish. A little bit different from the other names. That's why I have difficulties to pronounce the names. Yeah, I know that my name's pronunciation is very hard. Okay, no problem. Number 9, I can help you tomorrow. Wow, wonderful. Good, thank you. She said, what she said? I can help you tomorrow. I can help you tomorrow. Number 9. If she said, we can say she, and we have to change can to could. She said that. Okay, let's use Kadir's sentence. She said that she could help. I can help you. She could help me. Okay, we can change it to me. Tomorrow. Yes, she said that she could help me tomorrow. Great, that could help you tomorrow. Thank you, Rajab, Kadir. Wonderful. Okay, and number 10. Wow, my notes gone. Okay, let me let me open the new note here to write from 10 to 20. Yes, I can use this one. Okay, number 10, guys. Number 10, you should go to bed early. What should we write here? Yes, the next day also we can use Ceylani, no problem, and Kadir. It's okay, no problem. You should go to bed early, she told me. She told me. You should go to bed early. If you change this sentence, it could be perfect. She told me. Okay, it's about me. So what we have to do here? What we have to do? She told me I should go to bed early, guys. I should go to bed early. I don't understand. I am sorry. It's okay, Mr. Ali Özdemir. Mr. Ali Özdemir, what didn't you understand? Can you let me know which part you didn't understand? I can explain it again. No problem. She told me that you should go to bed. Not you, I should go to bed, Kadir. We have to pay attention to the meaning of the sentence and the pronouns here. Like, you should go to bed early. She's talking to me here. I should go to bed early. All right, I should go to bed early. And number 11, I don't like chocolate. I don't like chocolate. So I don't like chocolate. She told me that. Okay, let's use that. I love that. Yes, she told me that I don't like chocolate. She told me that okay. This is a present simple. This is a present simple. We have to change it to past simple, of course. She didn't like chocolate. Do you love chocolate? Of course. Everybody loves chocolate. Everybody loves eating chocolate. I think there are some students every day they eat chocolate. Yes, she told me she didn't like chocolate. Yes, guys, she told me that she didn't like chocolate. Great. And 12. I won't see you tomorrow. She told me that she didn't like chocolate. Number 11 for Kadir. Yes, great. And 12. I won't see you tomorrow. She said that. Okay, she wouldn't. Okay, would not. She wouldn't. What? She wouldn't see me. See me what? Let's change the tomorrow or not. Okay, let me keep it the same. The next day also we can write. Let me write the next day. Okay, let's keep it the same. I don't want to write. All right, so number 12 is what? She said that she wouldn't see me because I won't see you tomorrow. She said that she wouldn't see me tomorrow. Good, Kadir. Great, thank you. Okay, and number 13, she's living in Paris for a few months. She said, number 13, it's okay. She said, okay, she said what? Number 13, she said, she's been, okay, so this is a present continuous. She's living in Paris. She's living, so she was living in Paris. Romantic city. Most of the women love to be there. Okay, Paris for a few what? Few months. Right, that's the correct. She said she was living in Paris for a few months. Good. The next day, yes, teacher. Great. And we can all, like, if the sentence is still true, for example, if she is still in Paris, all right, we could use the present continuous because something is still true. So if it's not true, we can change it to past continuous. Number 4, I visited my parents at the weekend. She told me. Yes, Jaylan is laughing about the woman, I think. Yes, most of them likes traveling to Paris. Okay, she told me that I visited my parents at the weekend. She told me she had visited, because the past simple to past perfect you have to change. And another thing is we have to be careful here with what? With pronouns, because my parents, I visited my parents. She told me that she had visited her parents, not my parents. Her parents at the weekend. Yes, at the weekend. Be careful, guys, with the pronouns here. She told me that she had been visited your parents, not your parents. I visited my parents at the weekend. She had visited her parents, not yours, not mine. Okay, so her parents at the weekend. And what about number 15? Number 15. She hasn't eaten sushi before. She said hasn't, so we have to change it to she said. She this is a present perfect. We have to change it to past perfect. She hadn't eaten sushi before. Yes, we can use before here. Great. Number 15 is before. Good. She told me that she had been visited your parents at the weekend, Jaylani. Yes, Jaylani, please pay attention to the pronouns. Just, rest of the sentence is correct. Number 16. The next one is about number 16. Number 16. What says? Says I hadn't traveled by underground before I came to London. All right, I hadn't traveled by underground. She said. This is a past perfect. We keep it same. She hadn't traveled. Yes, by underground. Traveled by it's problem. Yes, here. Traveled by underground before. Before what? And I have to change I to she. She came to London. She came to London. Let's check the sentence, guys, if it is true or not. She said that she hadn't traveled by underground before she came to London. I've changed pronouns in this sentence. She said she hadn't traveled by underground. Not I used she here. She, because she said. Okay, she said. Okay, and number 17. They would help if they could. They would help if they could. Number 17. We have to change the sentence. They would help if they could. Number 17. Are you able to change it? Let me help you. She said that they would help. They would help if they could. So we don't change anything here because the sentence we use would. Okay, we don't change would here. She said that they would help if they could. Great. And number 18. Number 18. I will do the washing up later. She told me that. She told me that. What she told me? She told me that she. Okay, I've changed I to she. She told me that she would do the washing up later. Yes, she would do the washing up later. Great. So guys, any question? Any question about this sentence? Sentences, not just one sentence. Like, I will do the washing up later. I've changed the pronoun. Like, I will do the washing up. She would do the washing up, right? She told me she would do the washing up. Great, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Let's have break time, like 15 minutes break time. After having the break, we will continue with the second part of the lesson, and we will be talking about the question forms of reported speech, guys. See you in 15 minutes.
Olduğun yerden hemen kalkman gerek. Adım at ki gerçekleşsin her dilek. Bekliyor seni parlak bir gelecek. Sen ona gittikçe o sana gelecek. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel.
A world with a joy and smile, a world where everyone only by satisfaction and learn to survive in the outside world, Justenglish style. Learn, play, sing and dance, do what you don't see anywhere else. Learn, play, sing and dance, do what I do, Justenglish style.
Hayat devam ettikçe bitmez bu yarış. Sen de bir dil öğren, macerayla tanış. Hayat devam ettikçe de bir dil öğren, bu dünyaya karış. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel.
Knife. Enthusiastic.
Pronunciation.
Enthusiastic.
Enthusiasm. Enthusiastic.
Reci bilmiyorum. Recipe. Recipe. Bir daha. Recipe.
Clark. Pronunciation.
Şimdi sen de dile gel. Olduğun yerden hemen kalkman gerek. Adım at ki gerçekleşsin her dilek. Bekliyor seni parlak bir gelecek. Sen ona gittikçe o sana gelecek. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel.
A world with a joy and smile, a world where everyone only by satisfaction and learn to survive in the outside world. Justenglish style. Learn, play, sing and dance. Do what you don't see anywhere else. Learn, play, sing and dance. Do but do Justenglish style.
Hayat devam ettikçe bitmez bu yarış. Sen de bir dil öğren, macerayla tanış. Hayat devam ettikçe bitmez bu yarış. Sen de bir dil öğren, bu dünyaya karış. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel.
Knife. Knife. Enthusiastic. Enthusiastic.
Pronunciation.
Enthusiastic.
And enthusiasm. Acoustic.
Reci bilmiyorum. Recipe. 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 Bir daha. Recipe.
Clark.
Clark.
Pronunciation.
Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel.
Hello again, I am back here, and we will be talking about the reported speech. Today's topic is about the reported speech for intermediate level students. And guys, I think you are ready and you learned something in the first part of the lesson today, and we will continue with the second part of the lesson, like questions and reported speech, like question forms and reported speech. I think most of you have this problem. Like teacher, we have the problem with changing the sentences to reported speech. In the first part of the lesson, we talked about what? We have talked about the positive sentences, and we changed the tenses, we changed the pronouns, and what we have changed? We changed the sentence like structure. Also, like we removed the quotations, and we changed the sentences, like we have changed tenses and pronouns. So they were about the positive sentences. What about the question? Like questions and reported speech. They are a little bit different. They are different from the positive sentences. Okay, they are different from the positive sentences. So for questions, the word order is a little bit different. Like the word order in a reported question is the same as in a statement. Okay, the subject comes before the verb. It is the same. Are you ready? Like the question is, are you ready? The statement says, I am ready. Like this. Like question in reported speech, she wanted to know if I was ready. Like why we used if. Jailani says, yes, I am. Jailani is always ready. Thank you, Jailani. Question in reported speech, like we have WH questions, and we have the question with auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verbs, I mean do, does, did, have, will, blah, blah, blah. So they are called auxiliary verbs, okay? So two types of questions, WH questions and auxiliary verb questions. Like here, we have the auxiliary verb question type. Are you ready? Okay, the question is, are you ready? So in order to change these sentences to reported speech, we have to use if or whether. Like she wanted to know if I was ready. Here, as you said, what we added if, or we can also use whether, and we have to change the sentence structure. Like not a question form, we have to use the positive form after if. I was ready, and as you see, we have already changed the tenses. Okay, the present simple, we have changed it to past simple. And the person who is reporting what someone said is usually different from the person who made the original statement. As a result, pronouns is in reported speech often change. Like for example, we can say, I am hungry, where will you be? Have you seen my glasses? As a kind of the dialogue between two guys. Reported speech. Sierra said she was hungry and wanted to know where I would be. David asked me if I had seen his glasses. Here, like have is one of the auxiliary verb. That's why we've used what? We've used if, or we can also use whether. Okay, and we change the pronouns. Like here says she, David asked me. So be careful with the sentences here. Place and time, as you say, place and time, they are different. Here, there, tomorrow, the next day, they are easy. And I want to show you something related to the question forms. Like let me explain here. Like reported questions, direct questions with to be, did, do, does, blah, 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 or WH question words. If the question is related to auxiliary verb, like for example, are you married? This is a question type of sentence. We shouldn't use asked, we shouldn't say said or told. Okay, if it's a question, we have to say asked. She asked him, are you married? She asked him if he was married. So for auxiliary, we use what? when you report a question, the tenses change as in reported statements, as you see. Like are, we change to be, we change it to be in the past simple. And a question doesn't begin with a question word. Like we add if, okay, before the second sentence, or whether we can add. And for example, did she phone? This is a past simple question. He asked me whether she had phone. Like past simple to past perfect. I hope you got it. You got the grammar. But if you don't, please let me know. When it comes to WH questions, guys, WH questions, they are a little bit different. WH questions, we keep them same. Like, what's your name? I ask him what his name was. So if we have a WH question, after them we have the subject and verb. All right, like WH question, subject, his name, was is a verb here. Where do you live? They ask me where I live. The present simple to past simple, and I kept the WH question the same. If the question is about the auxiliary verbs, we have to change the auxiliary verbs to if or whether. Great. So let's do some practice here. Complete the sentences using reported speech. Let's use, let me make it bigger for you. Yes, great. Okay, how is it at the moment? I think it is much better, right? Everybody can see part B. So, part B, look at the example. Why did you dump your girlfriend? Dump, it means split up, like broke, separate. Why did you dump your girlfriend? My friend asked me why I had dumped my girlfriend. Like, this is a past simple question. That's why we've changed it to past perfect. Why did you dump your girlfriend? My friend asked me why I had dumped my girlfriend. And let's do number one. Number one. Can I add any comment here? Let me show you. Yes, okay, I will try to add notes in order to show you the sentences. Yes, in order to show you the sentences to make sure they are correct or not. Yes, good. Number one, please guys help me to write the sentences correctly. Okay, when are you leaving? My parents ask me. My parents asked me. So how can we complete these tenses? How can we complete it? Can you help me, guys? Just this sentence. Okay, I'm waiting for your comments. I'm waiting for your answers to number one, and I will check if they are correct or not. If they are correct or not, guys, be careful with the tenses and sentence structure and WH question or auxiliary verb. Then you can add something here. You can change. So, my parents asked me what? When are you leaving? So what we have to write? When, we have to change the WH question here. When, it's about me. I was leaving. So I change it to positive sentence. My parents asked me when I was leaving. Why I was? Because this is a past present simple. We have to change it to past simple. What about number two? Have you ever been engaged? She asked me, have you ever been engaged? Like, it's about me. She asked me, this is a WH question. No, it's not WH question. It's about the auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb is different from WH questions, question forms. So, in these sentences, she asked me if I had ever been engaged. Yes. Why had ever been? Because this is a present perfect, and I had to change it to past perfect. So if our sentence is a present perfect, we have to change it to past perfect. She asked me if I had ever been engaged. Yes, guys, check the sentence and let me know if you haven't understand anything. Okay, just let me know. All right. So let's continue with number 3. Where do you usually buy your clothes? My sister asked me. My sister asked me. Yeah, I forgot M. My sister asked me. My sister asked me. This is about number 4. Sorry. Number. Will you be home early? Anna asked. Anna asked. Lime. All right. This is auxiliary verb. Is auxiliary question again. So we have to do what? We have to be careful. Number 4. If or whether. We can use also whether. Let's use whether for number 3. Whether. Anna asked Liam whether will you be home early. Liam. He or she. I can help you. It is he. Anna asked Liam if I would be home early. No, Kadir, Mr. Kadir, it's not correct. It's not correct. I would be home. No. Will you be home early? Because I am not Liam. Liam is a different. So if whether he would be home, he would be home early. Yes, he would be home early. Okay. Yes, guys, number 3. Anna asked Liam whether he would be home early, or whether we can say. No problem. Number 4. Where do you usually buy your clothes? Number 4. Where do you usually buy your clothes? My sister asked me. My sister asked me what? Okay, my sister asked me. Okay, guys, my sister asked me. Number 4. My sister asked me. This is WH question. We have to change it same. My sister asked me where Okay, the rest of the sentence is yours. You have to write. Where, okay, let me help you. Usually, where I usually bought, because the buy, past simple bought, my clothes. My clothes. Yes, my sister asked me where I bought my where I bought me clothes, not me clothes, my clothes. Mr. Kadir, my clothes is the correct answer. Yes, my sister asked me where I usually bought my clothes. Buy my clothes. Yes, Gailani, your answer is correct. Where did I? Not where did I? Where I asked. Okay, if we use WH question, we don't have to use did. Okay, so my sister asked me where I usually bought my clothes. And number 5, did you wear a suit to the job interview? We asked him. We asked him. Number 5. We asked him. Number 5. Where did I usually buy my clothes? No. We asked him. And number 5, it's not WH question. It's an auxiliary question. If it's auxiliary type of question, we should use if or whether. If he, because we asked him, he, like man. If he, this is the past simple, so we have to change it to past perfect. I had bought, no, not bought, it's a worn. We worn a suit to the job interview. To the job interview. Yes, guys, we asked him if he had worn a suit to the job interview. Yes, good. Mr. Kadir, perfect. Perfect, Mr. Kadir, you're fantastic today. And number 6. Number 6. Number 6, do you ever go to the theater? I asked Lisa. I asked Lisa. Okay, let me make it. Yes, number 6, guys. I asked Lisa about what? I asked Lisa, do you ever go to the theater? Lisa, she. I asked Lisa if or whether. Let's use whether, because this is not a WH question. This is the auxiliary question, and auxiliary type of question. That's why we have to use one of them, like either if or whether we can use. I asked Lisa whether she what? She, okay, yes, she's correct. Ever went, yes, she ever went to the theater. Went to the theater. Yes, theater. I asked Lisa whether she had ever went to the theater. Number 6 is correct. And number 7, guys, what we have to write for number 7? What time will you arrive? He asked us. He asked. He asked us. Let me write. He asked us what? He asked us what time. This is a WH question. We have to keep it same. What time? Okay, I asked Lisa whether she had ever. Yes, Kadir says he asked us what time we would arrive. We would arrive. Good, Kadir, super. We would arrive. That is a fantastic answer by Mr. Kadir. And number 8, how much money did you spend in the sales? I asked my girlfriend. I asked my girlfriend. I asked my girlfriend. I asked my girlfriend. Okay, number 8, how much money did you spend in the class? I asked my... in the sales, not in the class. How much money did you spend in the class? I asked my girlfriend. Okay, how much money? This is WH question. How much money? Okay, how much money she had spent, because it's a past perfect. She had spent in the sales. Yes, that is the correct answer. How much money she had spent in the sales. Good, thank you. And number 9. Number 9, can you help me? Sally asked the policeman. If you can't say, yes, you can say. Can you help me? Sally asked the policeman. Sally asked the policeman. Yes, Sally asked the policeman, can you help me? This is WH question. It's not a WH question, it's about the auxiliary verb. If, can you help me? If I could help her, because, can you help me? Ask the policeman if policeman if he could help her. Yes. Why we used he? Because of the policeman here. Policeman is a man and Sally is a woman. If the policeman, if he could help her. Yes, Sally asked the policeman whether he could help not your. Jailani says, I made lots of mistakes, so I will not try. No problem, Jailani, we are learning. It's okay. Without mistakes, how can you learn? It's impossible. It's impossible. So it's normal to make a mistake in the sentences here. It's not a problem. It's not a big issue. All right. It's not a big issue for you. Just try to do your best. If you could help her. So we did number 9, and let's continue with number 10. The last sentence here. Number 10. What size are you? The shop assistant. The shop assistant. Assistant asked me, okay, what size? This is WH question. What size are you? What size I was? That is a simple, yes. That is a simple form. Like, why I use WH? Because it's WH question, like, what size I was. Are you? What size I was. Okay. Number 10. The shop assistant asked me what size I was. Yes. The shop assistant asked me what size I was. That is the correct answer, Mr. Kadir. Thank you. And yes, we finished this part, and I want to continue with this kind of questions. Number 1, where is she? Number 1, where is she? Okay, let me write number 1 here. Number 1, where is she? She asked me. She asked me. This is WH question. We have to keep it same. Where? She asked me where he was. Yes. Yes, where he was. Thank you, Kadir. Yes, your answer is correct. Where he was. She asked me where he was. Thank you. And number 2. What are you doing? She asked me. So what are you doing? What are you doing? This is a present continuous. We have to change it to past continuous. And if it is WH question, we have to keep it same. Okay, she asked me what, and then we have to subject. What are you doing? Like she asked me, I was, because it's a present simple to past simple. I was doing. Yes, what I was doing. So she said, she asked me where he was. Jailani, thank you. Your answer is correct for number 1. What about number 2? She asked me what I was doing. Yes. And number 2, she asked me what I was doing. Right? It is correct. She asked me what I was doing. And number 3, why did you go out last night? Why did you Jelani wrote, she asked me why I went out previous day. Okay. Number 3, Kadir already wrote, and like the correct answer here, we will check. Why did you go out last night? She asked me why this is a past simple. We have to change it to past perfect. She asked me why I had, okay, why I had gone, okay, why I had gone out the day before, last night, the day before. So we can say, or we can keep it the same. Yes, good. She asked me why I had gone out last night. That is the correct answer. Had gone, we can say had gone. She asked me why I went out previous night. Why didn't you change the past simple to past perfect, Mr. Kadir? We can change it to past perfect. And who was that beautiful woman? Number 4. Number 4. Who was that beautiful woman? She asked me what? She asked me, okay, I am waiting for number 4. I am waiting for your answers for number 4. She asked me who this beautiful woman had been. Okay. Let's see. She asked me why I had gone out last night. She asked me number 4. Let me check your comments. Number 4. She asked me who, yes, we have to keep it same, who, WH question, who that beautiful woman had been. Yes, I wrote woman. Yes, woman had been. Great. Okay, was, or she asked me what that beautiful woman was or had been. Which one? Had been. Okay. All right. And number 5. Yes, number 5. How is your mother? Okay, number 5. How's your mother? She asked me. She asked me, how's my mother? She asked me why I had gone out last night. Number 3, Jaylani. Jaylani is late. We are in numbers 5 and she's writing the answer to number 3. So, what about number 5? How is your mother? How's your mother? Mr. Kadir, I am waiting for your answer for number 5. And what should we write here? And let me check other comments as well. So, number 5. Number 5, Kadir says, she asked me how my mother was. Yes, good, Kadir. How my mother was. That is the correct answer. Like after WH question, we have to use subject, my mother, and verb. Okay, that is the point. And number 6, what are you going to do at the weekend? What are you going to do at the weekend? She asked me. Okay, what are you going to do at the weekend? She asked me what? She asked me what I was going to do at the weekend. Yes, what I was going to do at the weekend. That is the correct answer. Mr. Kadir. Yes, thank you. Number 6 was correct. And number 7, where will you live after graduation? Where will you live after graduation? And the question is with WH word. Question is with WH word. For example, she asked me, okay, she asked me where, like she asked me, after that we have to use the WH here, WH word, where I would live after graduation. Yes, where I would live after graduation. She asked me where I would live after graduation. Yes, Kadir, great. And number 8. Number 8, what were you doing when I saw you? She asked me what? What were you doing when I saw you? What were you doing when I saw you? She asked me. Okay, and what I been, because it's the past continuous, we have to use the past perfect continuous, right? Yes, I had been doing. She asked me what I'd been doing when she saw me. She asked me where I would live after graduation. Jailani wrote the correct answer for number 7. But we are number 8. We are in the number 8. She asked me what I'd been doing when she saw or she had seen me. Right? Look at the answer, guys. Yes, because me. What were you doing when I saw you? She asked me what I'd been doing when she saw me. Yes, Kadir. Thank you. Your answer is correct. For number 9, how was the journey? Number 9. How was the journey? She asked me. She asked me how the journey. Okay, the rest of the sentence I will be waiting for my students to get the correct answer. She asked me how the journey. This is the past simple. We have to change it to past perfect. Had been. Yes, Kadir. Mr. Kadir. Great. Nice job. Yes. Okay. And number 10. How often do you go to the cinema? How often do you go to the cinema? So what we have to do here, how often do you go to cinema? Number 10. She asked me. Okay, I have to write how often. How often? She asked me I. Okay. Do you? It's a present simple. So we have to change it to past simple. She asked me how often I went to the cinema. Yes, she asked me how often I went to the cinema. Yes, Kadir, your answers are correct. Great. And 11, do you live in London? She asked me if, okay, she asked me if I lived in London, right? She asked me if I lived in London. So why? Because like she asked me and we have auxiliary verb do. If we have do, we have to use if or whether and then subject, verb and object. Like she asked me if I lived in London. Yes. Halil Kurse says hello, sir. Hello, Mr. Halil. Welcome. Welcome to our online lesson. I am happy to see you here. Number 12. Did he arrive on time? Did he arrive on time? She asked me. She asked me. Did he arrive on time? She asked me. This is auxiliary verb. Means sorry, I am not understanding because I am returning the lesson. Anyone have been suggestions? Returning lesson. I think Mr. Memin or Miss Memin. I don't know. Is it the girl's name or the boy's name? Maybe you are late. That's why you didn't understand. But you can watch our lesson later on our YouTube channel, and you can understand. No problem. All right. She asked me. Number 12. If he had arrived on time, right? She asked me if he had arrived. He had arrived on time. He asked me if he had lived in London. Okay, Jaylani wrote the correct answer for 12, but we are in 13. Yes. She asked me if he arrived or had arrived on time. All right, and let's continue with number 13. Number 13. Have you been to Paris? She asked me. She asked me whether or if. Let's use whether. Yes, whether, like if she asked me, I have to use I, and the present perfect to past perfect. Been to Paris. Yes. She asked me whether I had been to Paris. Yeah, that is the correct answer for number 13. She asked me if I had been to, or whether I had been to. Both of them are correct. Yes, if I had been to Paris. Number 14. Number 14. Can you help me? Number 14. Can you help me? She asked me. She asked me. This is WH. This is not WH question. That's why we have to use if or whether. If I could help her. Yes. She asked me if I could help her. Number 14 is a correct answer. She asked me if I could help her. Yes, no notice means Sarah says no notice. Okay, you can watch our YouTube lesson online later, no problem. And if you haven't watched our Instagram account, you can go to Justenglish TR Instagram account and you can follow us there. You can get updated about the news, about the lesson programs for weekend and weekdays. Okay. And on the YouTube channel, you can watch our fantastic videos on our YouTube channel. Number 15, are you working? By the way, don't forget to subscribe us there and like our videos. Are you working tonight? She asked me. She asked me. She asked me what? She asked me if I was working tonight. Yes, great. She asked me if I was working tonight. Kadir says she asked me if I was working tonight. Yes, Kadir. Fantastic. Jaylani says she asked me if I could help her. Super. Jaylani, thank you. Your answers are fantastic today. Great. 16. Will you come later? Good sentence. Will you come later? Okay, I won't write till you write. I will be waiting for your comments firstly, then I will write the correct answer. Will you come later? She asked me what? Number 16. I am waiting. 16. Will you come later? She asked me what? She asked me if, because it is It is what? It is an auxiliary verb, auxiliary types of questions, auxiliary verb types of questions, and we have to use if or whether, and we have to use subject. She asked me if I would, because we should change a will to would. She asked me if I would come later. Yes, if I would come later, guys. Perfect. She asked me if I was working before night. Yes, Jaylani says number 16. She asked me whether I would come later. Yes, Jaylani, your answer is wonderful. Thank you. It's correct. It's really correct. And 17, do you like coffee? Do you like coffee? She asked me. Do you like coffee, guys? I think you love coffee. Turkish coffee is one of the famous things in Turkey. Everybody loves Turkish coffee. Like they normally drink like in the morning or in the afternoon. Actually, they really drink at any time in the day. Yes, she asked me if I liked coffee. Okay, she asked me if, because it's auxiliary verb questions, if I liked coffee. Yes, if I like coffee. She asked me if I like coffee. Do you like coffee, guys? You are Turkish, of course. I shouldn't have asked this question from you. This is, I know the answer. That's why I shouldn't ask the question. Number 18. Is this road to the station? She asked me. She asked me, is this road to the station? So this is to be auxiliary verb. We have to use if. If this road station. So how can we change this sentence for I like sahlep. Sahlep, good. Kadir says he likes coffee, good. Kadir says 18. Yes, 18. She asked me if I like. Number 18. Is this road to the station? So number 18, what we have to write? She asked me if this was the road to the station. To the station. Station is a correct answer. And the last two questions, guys, 19 and 20. 19 and 20. Did you do your homework? She asked me, did you do your homework? Ceylan says, she asked me this was the road to the station. Wow, good job, Ceylan. Fantastic. That's really great. Thank you. She asked me, let me write whether or if, no problem. She asked me whether I had done my homework. Why my homework? Because she asked me. She asked me if I had done my homework. That's the perfect answer. Thank you, Mr. Kadir. And last question is about 20. Have you studied reported speech before? That's the nice question at the end of the lesson. We have seen it. Have you studied reported speech before? She asked me, have, has, had, to be, and is, are, was, were, or will, do, does, did. They are all auxiliary verbs. So if they are auxiliary verbs, we have to use either if or whether. So she asked me if I, because this is a present perfect, we have to change it to past perfect. Yes, if I had studied, okay, if I had studied reported speech before. That is the correct answer for 20. For 20, she asked me if I had studied reported speech before. Great. Great. So, guys, do you have any question? Do you have any question about the reported speech? Please, if you have any question or any problem, let me know. I can explain again and again. We have come to the end of the class, and I hope you learned something from it today. In today's lesson, we have talked about reported speech for positive sentences, reported speech for question type of the sentences, and how can we change the sentences from direct speech to indirect speech, like to reported speech. The thing is, we have to be careful with the tenses, we have to be careful with the pronouns, and we have to be careful with the question or positive type of the sentences. Then everything will be easier for you, much easier for you to change any sentence to reported speech. So I think this is the end of today's lesson. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for your comments. Specifically, I want to say good thanks, big thanks to Mr. Kadir and Jaylani. They were really active in today's lesson. They wrote some comments here, and thank you so much for everything. See you later. Take care. Bye bye.
Olduğun yerden hemen kalkman gerek. Adım at ki gerçekleşsin her dilek. Bekliyor seni parlak bir gelecek, sen ona